Okay, y'all. So I just started a recording and then it got cut off by me. I cut it off. But I wanted to come on and chat about something that's present for me right now, which is synchronicity. And God, first, I just need you to see this beautiful, perfect fall weather. Look at this creek. I'm currently walking from our campsite at the Montreat campground in North Carolina. And I'm walking to the college in town because I've got a Zoom meeting and some work that I'd like to do. But this morning, I'll tell you a little bit about my day, because this is just me hardcore living in my element, y'all. I'm just like doing life as it feels good, leaning into desire, leaning into my goals, leaning into what feels good. And this morning, and it's taken this has been a long work in progress, y'all, and it's a continuous work in progress, but it requires a lot of self-compassion and acceptance. But I got up. I think the alarm was set for 5:45. I had my coffee. I was reading. I haven't been into reading so much lately, but I picked this book back up that is really fucking phenomenal, called How to Be an Adult in Relationships. And I think every human should read it. It's also what inspired my conversation about synchronicity today. But I did some reading, and then I did food prep in the van. So I made some burritos, had breakfast. Having food while we're living on the road, and even whenever I'm at home, but being at home like in a house is different because I have access to everything I need at all times. Whereas when I'm in the van, I don't always have quick access to be able to prepare a meal anytime that I want. So having things prepared in advance allows me to still eat well, nutritiously and nourish myself. Which helps me feeling good and is really required for what I need. But then after that, I did my workout. I was moving slow. We did some van chores, filled up the water, took out the trash, did a little bit of tidying up, just like clearing my space. And it just felt so fucking good. And so like now it's, 10 in the morning. I was offered a ride to where I'm going and decided to walk because I wanted the movement. I wanted the, just to like be outside a little bit and to do something different, which felt really good. But okay, synchronicities. Synchronicities are, my phone is not on silent, so I might get a little distracted here because I'm recording this on my phone. I usually do these on Zoom, but I'm just like leaning into doing shit instead of worrying about how to do it perfectly, even though I consistently get feedback from people on how to do things better, which I appreciate, and also am still celebrating the fact that I'm doing things instead of not doing things because they're not perfect yet, right? So synchronicities, this weekend we hosted the Resilient Retreat at Indigo in Old Fort, North Carolina. And unsurprisingly to me, there were synchronicities, happy coincidences that happened for people individually, that happened collectively. And that's what happens when people are independently or collectively in a space where they feel free, where they feel like they have autonomy, where they feel like they have power, where they are leaning into doing whatever the fuck they want, where they are leaning into desire, where they are leaning into doing what feels good, where they're leaning into their highest vision. Whether your highest vision for the moment means taking a fucking nap, or your highest vision for the moment means building your grand master life business plan, right? And I ebb and flow between the two of those seemingly all the time. That's what brings me alive. So the synchronicities, I know some of the ones for me. Okay, one of the ones that stuck out for me that is just like, this one's, stuff like this happens to me all the time. And when it stops happening, I know that I need to do something to get back in my body, that I need to connect with spirit, that I need to take a breath, because these things, like, this is real, y'all. Like, these synchronicities, this alignment, these winks from the universe. I've heard them called God winks or universe winks, like whatever. They're real. It's available and accessible to us anytime. It's all about shifting our beliefs, shifting our mindset, being in alignment with something bigger, being in alignment with, and that something bigger is within ourselves. It can be within ourselves, right? It's not external. The only external, I'd say the only external part of it is right here, right? Nature, connecting with the sunshine, connecting with the earth, the way that we are on the earth. So anyways, let me get to this story. Car up. That's what we say on our bikes or on runs. I'm by myself though, so it doesn't quite matter. I just thought it would be a fun little anecdote here. So we went on a hike, a 4-mile hike, almost 4-mile hike, and cold water plunge at a place called Catawba Falls. Beautiful spot, one of our favorites. Locals love it. Everybody loves it. It's always busy. You have to get there early. And sorry, I just got a text message. It knocks me off, but I'm going to come right back. So people love it. It's a very, very sacred space for us. And we have taken other groups there before, other people who come to visit us in this area when we're staying out here, we take. And Matt and I we have this tripod that we carry in the van so we can take group photos or just, do different things with the camera, be it like time-lapse videos or other things like that. And we got to the trail. I'd talked about bringing it, and then we realized that we had forgotten. So in the midst of that, I'm like, shoot, okay. Hi. In the midst of that, I'm like, okay, well, we'll figure it out. And then we were talking, I can't remember if it was me or Matt or someone else that said it, but they said, there's going to be an angel out there to take our picture, a trail angel. They're going to take our picture. It'll be fine. And I'm like, yeah, it always works out. The last few times we've been to Catawba with people, especially there's one in particular, we got in with a dear friend, got in the water. Someone showed up to get our picture while we were actually in the water together. No one had been there before. We had the place to ourselves. As soon as we were ready for a group photo in the water, someone showed up, okay? That's just the kind of stuff that happens in my world that I'm used to happening. So we do the hike. We get up to the first point where I wanted to take a group photo. And as soon as we got there, there's a couple sitting on the bench, and I asked them if they would mind taking our photo. And they're like, sure. So I get these photos. They're great. And then they're about to walk off, and I just said, hey, excuse me, what's your name? And she fucking said, Angel. And we're like, what? Like, Angel? Like a literal angel. Anyways, y'all, synchronicities, they happen. They're all around us. And I know for our retreats, especially when Matt and I bring people together, a lot of things that happen there are by design, but they're not planned exactly the way that they unfold, right? We create spaces intentionally to give people freedom and autonomy. There's things that we don't advertise or talk about because it's less important and it's also not attractive, right? But the fact that people don't have to make decisions, like think about it. When you're in a place or a space where you don't have to, like, where do you not have to make decisions? We're making decisions constantly. The minute I leave the retreat, I realize I'm now making decisions again. And there's a part of it that can feel a little bit constricting to me, which is why designing a life that feels good is so important. Knowing what feels good to you is so important because you can lean on those things when it comes to moments of tension or conflict, even if it's conflict within yourself about knowing what decision to make when you sit down to eat lunch, for example. So really, what I want to invite you to do this week is be open to the synchronicities happening in your life. And when they happen, not if, when, because I am certain they will, if you're paying attention, and I know that you will, and you can. When they happen, celebrate them, acknowledge them, and know that that is what's meant for you. All of the goodness, all of the synchronicities, all of the alignment, all of the wins, all of the joys, it's all meant for you, okay? And having that energy with us, tuning into that energy whenever we feel like it, allows us to navigate the struggles and the tension and the grief and the sadness and the other things that we experience as a part of this human day-to-day life, okay? Leaning into that faith, leaning into those synchronicities, leaning into the goodness, leaning into the universe, what it has provided, what it will continue to provide for you, what you continue to provide for you will sustain you, will nourish you. All right. Matt just texted me. He's waiting for me. He says he hopes I get there soon because he said the person behind the counter looks like they need something to do. Sweet, Matt. I feel that. Listen, as a barista, and I know some of you listening may be current or former baristas or be a barista at heart like yours truly. I just looked at the camera and it said 11:11. No shit. Okay. Synchronicities. Pay attention. When you see numbers in a row, angel numbers, they're talking to you. The universe is in alignment. Things that you're right where you're meant to be. Any hoozle. When I'm working, I like things to be moving. I don't like standing around. I like to be serving. I like to be talking to people. So I'm about to go in here and be a synchronicity or a blessing for this person is what I'm choosing to tell myself. So honestly, if you're listening to this, it could also be a miracle because I'm not sure I know how to get my video from my phone to the YouTube. I could do it on YouTube on my phone. This is what happens, y'all. And this is the difference between waiting until you're ready and things are perfect and just like doing it, okay? So if this video has reached you, send me a message. Send me like a celebration emoji because that means I know you're celebrating with me, that I'm just doing the damn thing. That could be a topic for another day. See how my brain works? This is going. All right, sending you love, vision, hasta.